What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to talk about Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. What was this, episode 22, I believe? Before I get into the review, just a tiny little update about the making of for the animation that I did not a couple weeks ago. Was it a couple weeks ago by now? I'm not sure, but anyways, the animation I made a little while ago. I found out that I have screen recording software in my computer built in, so I can use that to show some of the editing process. But I'm going to do it on a new animation that I'm working on. I'm already working on it, it's already started, but I'm just going to basically go step by step on how I work the paper, hand-drawn stuff, then I'm going to show like the scanning process, then the editing and coloring and all that stuff. Just kind of go into all that and then boom, it'll be done. So it'll probably take me a couple of days to make it, as it usually takes a couple of days to do these frames and do these scenes. So it should be out sometime next week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this episode of Jojo, very simple but very impactful at the same time. Now this really kind of plays into that video I made a long while back about death in anime and manga and how it can be overrated and how a lot of people get hyped when characters die, and this is a perfect example of a time where it doesn't matter. I mean, it does affect the story in a way because they confirm that it is a stand user that they're up against. But at the same time, it's just like, it's Shigechi, and it's like, I'm not happy that he died. I didn't like his character, but I didn't want to see him die or anything. It just has no effect on me from an emotional standpoint. It really isn't affecting the characters too much. Like, it is to a certain extent, but I don't think it's going to pave way for too much development or anything. It really is just, a character died, no big deal. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It happened, though. It happened. It's really, like, that's all I can say. But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened in the episode, too, really. I mean, there's some stuff at the end, because they go into the next story arc, but the beginning is Shigechi versus Killer Queen versus Kira. And at first, I was kind of confused. I was like, whoa, did he already blow him up? That's not how it was in the manga, but no, he just injured him severely. He goes into the school. You have those three dumb-ass chicks who are like, oh, is something wrong with you? It's like, well, he's covered in blood and his face is deformed, so yeah, I'd say something's wrong with him. And then the other one's like, oh, should we go get a teacher? And it's like, yeah, you probably should. And then the other one's like, no, he's creepy, let's just leave him. It's like, they were necessary. They were integral. Fucking really glad you used you wasted some trees on those three girls. I mean, what the fuck was that? I'm sure they were in the manga, but even in the manga, I mean, you could just cut that. It was like a completely pointless 30 seconds, as well as making the scene seem kind of forced, because it's like, really? You're not going to help at all? Like, that just seems so unrealistic. And I know it's JoJo, and I'm really nitpicking, but they were assholes. That's the bottom line I'm trying to get to. They were assholes. Not marking that against the episode, just an observation. But yeah, the way the death was handled, though, it was good. JoJo handles its deaths really well. The music was good. The timing was good. It was well directed. It was well animated. A little weird. Like, I guess the explosions from Killer Queen are stand-based, so you can't see or hear them if you're not a stand user. Because he blew up, like, right in the middle of the hallway, and there were, like, two dudes walking down the hall on the other side, and they didn't hear anything. Like, that seems a little weird, but again, if the explosions and visuals of the explosions happening could only be seen and heard by another stand user, then that makes sense. And of course, we as the audience can see it, because no shit. Yeah, so that's, like, sad for his parents, I guess, but like I said, I don't really care. It really just serves to motivate the entire town to go after Kira, and then there's this great moment, one of my favorite chapters too, where all of them group together, and they talk to the ghost girl about what happened, and they're all like, we'll be on the lookout, we're gonna, find this guy. And as they're all walking away, he crosses paths, he walks right in the middle of all of them, and they don't know it's him. They handled that pretty well. I thought it maybe could have been a little cooler just because the manga chapter really hyped me, but it was still really cool seeing him walk right behind Josuke like that. And I completely forgot about Okuyasu's dad. I'm surprised Araki remembered him, to be completely honest. But yeah, he was there. That was interesting. But yeah, it was something. It was an episode. It was an episode of JoJo. I don't even know what I'm saying. No, it was good though. It was good. The death was well handled. The animation overall was really good in this episode for what it needed. And then I guess I should talk about the ending. I keep forgetting about the ending because it didn't feel tacked on or anything. It's just I really want to talk about this arc when it gets really going. Like, this was just the beginning part of it, but Sheer Heart Attack's one of the coolest arcs in Part 4 that I read. And it's the first time Jotaro and Koichi are partnered up, I believe. So that's really, really cool. And yeah, Sheer Heart Attack, little tank. I like the sound design on it. The explosion at the end was a pretty cool cliffhanger, I suppose. And yeah, it was fun. I'm really glad that they decided to move the fucking Cinderella story arc with Yukako forward. Because in the manga, I'm pretty sure it went from Harvest to the Quiet Life, the Yoshikage Kira Wants a Quiet Life. Then they did the chapter where Shigechi dies and they all group together. And then you do the Cinderella thing, and then you do Sheer Heart Attack. And that, I definitely like that they moved the Cinderella thing to before Quiet Life, because that really is kind of weird, to be completely honest. So yeah. That's pretty much it, though. That's pretty much the episode. Ending was really good. Sheer Heart Attack's going to be an awesome arc. And the rest of the episode was fine. The death was handled well. It was overall a pretty damn solid episode of JoJo from a technical standpoint, to be completely honest. From a technical standpoint, it's easily in the range of a 9 out of 10. But for me personally, entertainment value-wise, still close, like an 8.5. I think it's a very good to great episode. Yeah, it's in that ballpark of like a 9 out of 10 episode of JoJo. Not that ratings ever matter, but, you know, I enjoyed it quite a bit. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. What did you guys think of this episode of JoJo? You can tell me in the comments section below. You can follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both of those would really help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here, that would help me out a lot too. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.